So the story with the bikes, everybody, is basically decided I wanted to get a bike, and I found this one on Facebook for $2,000. Went and looked at it and picked it up. Now at the time it would run, but it wouldn't go anywhere. Every time you gave it any throttle, it would die, right? So offered the guy 13. He ended up taking it. We brought the thing back to the shop and we started messing with it, and we drained the gas out of the carburetors, and it ran. It seemed to run fine. So we're like, you know what, we're going to take her out and give her a little rip. So we did that. We drove it from the shop back over to the farm where we got more tools and stuff, just as a destination to go. His bike was over there. So we're like, we'll put the bikes together, let them look at them or whatever. If you kind of let them make friends. You gotta make friends, everybody. So did that, and yeah, got over there, and well, didn't get over there. Actually, it's kind of the whole problem is we made it like, I don't know, did we make it halfway? I don't know if we made it halfway or not, and the bike died. And it had been running fine, so, and we may have even taken the boots off the airbox or something. Like, we're like, okay, maybe that's the problem, whatever. We had, put new boots on and everything, not the problem. So it died on the way over there, and then worked on getting it over there. Like, well, we'll get it started. We're like, oh, that's fine. It was weird, whatever. So we started driving it, and it died again, and then it died again, and it died again, and it kept dying. It died like every 300 feet. Like, I'd pick up a bunch of speed so I could roll up or down the hill, and then it died again, and that was so much fun. So we got it back over to the other shop, and we're like, you know what? This cheap Facebook bike would be like a great YouTube video idea, right? Like, people would watch that for sure. We're just dumbasses being stupid, right? So we decided we were going to make YouTube videos, so pulled our phones out, started recording the stuff, and yeah, and then I didn't do super great. As you'll see, it's dark, and then a lot of the footage, we're working on it at night. You might see it was warmer out then. It's a little cold now. So yeah. So we're over here. This is my cousin's place, working on some motorcycles. This one's his. He's been working on it. It's running. That one's mine. I picked it up. Yamaha V-Star 6. No, not the 650. This is a 1100, 2004 classic. Picked it up, ran, didn't go anywhere. So figured it needed a carb rebuild. Pulled the carb off, cleaned it out, new fuel pump. Runs good now, dies. So got to figure out why it runs good and then dies. So drained the carbs. So V-twin, 2 carbs on it. This one here drains, this one does not. So it seems to be some sort of fuel issue. We're going to dig in and see what's happening. So pulled the seat off here, 1 bolt here, rear seat's pulled off. Pulled the fuel tank off, 2 bolts, pull off, up. Took the fuel line off, sitting over there in a shelf that blew over in the wind. Don't mind the wind. And yeah, now we're going to start pulling the carburetors off. Boots here got to come off on each side. Air filters got to come off. We're going to pull it up and see what we find. Alright, got the carburetors off. Gas came out of the vent hose. Not too hard, I just had it off. Pretty simple. So we're going to go take it apart and see what happens. Man, every time I get something done, I got to pull the thing apart. It's starting to feel like a job, and I'm not even getting paid. YouTube's hard. Anyways, pulled the cover off, 4 screws on the bottom. Not too big of a deal. Don't get them stripped. A couple of these starting to get a little stripped. But that's not my fault. That's the Russian I bought it from, probably, because he owned the thing for longer than anybody else. I think. I don't know. The thing hasn't been inspected since 2009. Anyways, so it looks pretty clean down in here. I didn't see any junk. There was some gas in here. Spilled out on the floor, but it evaporates. Don't tell the EPA. So I'm going to say it's probably fine. I'm going to put it back together and see what happens. There's a problem, but this doesn't look like it. So we're going to probably put it together and open the drain plug and see if it drains when it's running, because there should be gas in there, maybe, probably. Alright, and always remember, when you're working on mechanic stuff, one of the most important rules. Stay hydrated. So we worked on it, figured out ultimately what was wrong with the bike, so we noticed, because we had it apart, cleaned the carburetors out, there's some junk in it, so we're like, oh, that had to have been the problem, right? So we took it on a little ride again, and I made it out of the driveway, and it died. So obviously something wasn't right. So we took it back in, took the carburetors back off. I mean, we tried, actually the first thing we tried was the fuel pump, because it acted like it was running out of gas, right? And so we're like, well, obviously not that. Like, the fuel pump is a new fuel pump, it's fine. The tank's not clogged, not a new petcock valve in there. Everything was fine. Yeah, so we weren't sure what was wrong with it, so we took the carbs back apart, cleaned it again, everything seemed fine. And then we started, when we were draining the carbs, like, well, that's weird. The one bowl is like, the one bowl would drain while we were running it. The other just drained a little bit and stopped. I'm like, well, that's not supposed to happen. All right, as you can see, we're trying to drain this carburetor out of this little fuel tip right here, the little drain on the bowl here. So when I turn the key off and then on, it should be dripping there, but it is not. The dinosaur juice is not real, which is here, just like dinosaurs.
Smack it with an adjustable hammer. The float might be stuck. Turn the key again.
No go juice. The thing is still broken. Okay, so there is gas in the carburetor. That is gas. So there is gas. But somehow between there and here, we're not getting more gas. Yeah, the drain works.
And we're out of brake clean.
That is dripping. I have video proof. You say pictures or it didn't happen. Well, it happened. I can screenshot that and prove it to you. So, there's gas in the carburetor. There's the bowl drains, but it doesn't drain. It's Schrodinger's bowl. Schrodinger smokes the devil's lettuce. Okay, so here's the thing. Gas in the bowl. There's the float. We left it out. This is the screw that plugs the drain on the bowl. So that'll focus. Obviously, there's nothing there. That should leak. There's gas in the bowl. I haven't moved it yet. Not even with the power of post, but let's see. Okay, something came out of the bowl. Alright, smoke break. Alright, so we started up. The thing was running. It drained a little bit of gas out of this carburetor here, but now we're seeing this one's warm. Like, I can feel that one's warm. This one, cold. So it's only running on the one cylinder right now, so that gives me something to Google and yeah, figure out why. So we're gonna be back tomorrow and mess with it then. But it's getting late and it's dark and there's only so many beers you can drink before you gotta drive home anyways. So we'll be back in the morning. All right, we're back. It's the next not morning, afternoon. Took a little side trip to go buy a Fox Body Mustang. Maybe you'll see it later, maybe you won't. We'll see. So to start with, I already got the fuel tank pulled off. Gonna replace the petcock valve there. That is leaking. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Some people say you can't. I say otherwise because I'm not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I got the fuel line tucked over here so it won't leak because there is gas in there and I'm not pulling it out. So we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna work on that and then we're gonna get back to tearing back into this and kind of see what we can figure out. Thought is we're gonna start replacing some fuel lines, see why it's not working. So hopefully it's as simple as that. I don't think that's gonna be the case. Alright, so we've been doing some looking into the carburetors. Found out that this one, the float is sticking or something's going on. Because we put a fuel line on here, and he blew air to the fuel line while we held it right way up, and there was no give at all. Did the same thing on this one, flipped it over, and I could hear through the carburetor just like a little bit of a hiss. So there's definitely air coming out through that. When he blows on it, you can hear, if you pick that up, air comes through, shut it down, air doesn't. So did the same thing again, both sides. This one didn't hiss at all, that one does hiss when you hold it right way up. So that seems to be the difference between the two carburetors. Now we just got to figure out why. So started looking into it and found out what ended up being wrong with the thing is one of the floats in one of the cylinders was sticking. And so like I said, our first sign was the bowl didn't drain. That was the first one. And then after that, we noticed, oh, the one exhaust pipe is cold and there's no air coming out of it. So obviously that's not working right. So yeah, pulled it apart, found out the float was no good. So we just bent the float back and it's been running good since then. Actually, I gotta admit, the first time I ran it, we started riding over the mountain and we're like, got halfway, we got to the bottom, started going up, and I was like, oh no, the bike just died again, like the same problem. Like, what am I gonna do? I ran out of gas. A little embarrassing. One thing I did notice is it felt like the throttle was sticking a little bit. So this this cover here, that you can see right here, this cover was hitting right here on this throttle cable. You can see there's a little bit of wear on that. That's because when it would turn, it would catch. Well, what this cover is bolted to, that bracket was bent. So bent that back straight. That fixed the throttle. And I had ordered turn signals. So you can see here the turn signals I ordered does not work with one that was junk. So what happened with the turn signal, so the bulb, there was water in it and the bulb got rusty. So I tried to take the bulb out, the bulb shattered. So I tried pinching it to take it out, and then I just put the wires together and it blew a fuse. So when I did ride the bike, there was no neutral light, there was no odometer, there was no trip, there was no speedometer, there was no check engine light, turn signals didn't work, all that stuff was out. So I got this taken apart, trying to see if I could fix it. Don't know if I'll be able to fix that. Might try to either wire something in, get a new housing, wire something in. So these that I ordered off of eBay were, I mean, they're on the cheaper side. It's like 20 bucks for the set. I went to try to return them, but it was giving me some like Chinesium address. It wasn't even an address, it was just words. So I don't even know how to return that. So then I tried pulling. So my next thought was, well, in the state I live, either your turn signals have to work or you don't have turn signals at all. You either got them all or you don't got any of them. So I went and pulled the back ones off, but now I don't have anywhere to put the license plate that I totally have. So I'll put the license plate somewhere, somehow. I'm not quite sure. This is the bottom of where the license plate's supposed to bolt. I've obviously unplugged the turn signals. Everything can go back on, but I was really hoping that that would work. But it's not, so we'll figure something else out. Alright, this time we're in my own shop, but this is a parts washer, not a bench, because the tool bench is full of crap. So what I'm doing here, this is the turn signal I got. They gave me $10 back on it because it doesn't fit. So $22 down to $12. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to take, this is the old one that's all rusted and stuck together. So I'm going to cut these wires and take this boot. And I cut this off of the new one because that was stuck together. So I'm going to take the new wire here, feed it into the old boot, and secure it into the old turn signal, and then I'm running the wire back through the old turn signal so I can put the old turn signals and have them on, but with some new parts in it. So we're going to see if we can get it to work. Alright, so as soon as I got done with that, I realized that this wire it's only 2 wires, and the old wires are 3 wires. So I'd already cut these, so I was like, well, I still got some pigtails I could make work if I need to. So we took a little punch here, punched the shit out of both sides of the thing, busted it up, pulled out with a pair of needle nose pliers. So you can see, in focus, yeah, that's busted in, and that's busted in, and the bottom's broken and loose. So I'm going to try to clean the rust up out of this to reuse it, because you can see old bulb and new bulb are not the same and would probably not make good friends. You got an orange bulb and a white bulb, so there's probably a little bit of racial tension there. Alright, got it working. It was a little crusty down in there, sprayed some Penetrol, some PV Blaster type stuff down in there. So now so the problem was it wasn't moving, so you couldn't get it past that notch. So got the spring broke loose, little platform piece on top broke loose. It moves now. Ran through the parts washer. Everything's all cleaned up. A little crusty still, a little dirty, a little corroded. But now, since I cut it apart, now I gotta solder it back together. So, but yeah, now the bike's running good. And that's the story of the bike. Got it fixed now. Everything's running great. 1300 with the bike. I did have to put tires on it. I did change the oil, but the bike itself was like 13. I mean, other than the tires, there wasn't really anything it needed to run, so that was kind of cool. And as you might notice, if I ever put the other video out, we're also fixing a cheap Facebook car right now. And obviously I got this camera so I could record on the bike, and we're using that and the microphone and stuff in the other videos. So Yeah, so we're gonna ride a little bit now. Maybe I'll throw some footage in. Maybe I'll do a little voiceover. We'll figure it out as we go. But we're just gonna have a good time, everybody. Whoa! Careful. I'm gonna try to pull that out of the road quick. Be good little bikers. Ooh. I don't think anybody's been down this way too recent. Hey, this will make for some good footage, right? Whoop. I need everybody to know how good of a person I am. Otherwise, what's the point? Three, two, one, whoop! Ugh. Whew. There we go. Oh boy. I'm fogging up my visor. Woo, woo, woo. That's probably good. Any car will be fine. Aren't we awesome? Look how nice that was of us. Aren't you glad we weren't going 75? Oh boy. Yeah, we totally knew. That was this little thing to get the blood flowing and warm us up, you know? This is why we record things. I think we picked a good time to head back. I mean, the sun's not down yet, but I can feel the temperature dropping. I'm gonna go that fast.